Remember when everyone was hoarding toilet paper? Good times, right? Well, buckle up, because there's a new panic in town, and this time it's about iPhones and cars. That's right, folks, tariffs are back, baby, and they're causing a shopping frenzy the likes of which we haven't seen since, well, the toilet paper thing. People are freaking out, buying up electronics and automobiles like they're going out of style, which, thanks to tariffs, they kind of are. See, tariffs are like taxes on imports, making stuff from other countries more expensive. And guess what? A lot of our electronics and cars come from other countries. This whole thing is a mess, and nobody really knows what's going to happen. Will prices skyrocket? Will stores run out of stuff? Will we all be forced to communicate through interpretive dance and travel by donkey? Okay, maybe not that last one, but the point is, things are about to get interesting. Let's talk iPhones, shall we? Those sleek little rectangles we can't seem to live without? Well, get ready to pay more for them, because tariffs are coming for your precious Apple products. The specifics are still a bit murky, like a teenager's understanding of personal hygiene, but experts predict a significant price hike. So what does this mean for you, dear consumer? Well, if you're thinking about upgrading your phone, now might be the time to strike before prices go through the roof. And by through the roof, I mean potentially hundreds of dollars more, ouch. Of course, this isn't just about iPhones. The tariffs are targeting a whole range of electronics, from laptops and tablets to headphones and smartwatches. So if you've been eyeing that new gadget, you might want to add it to your cart, sooner rather than later. Next up, let's talk cars. Specifically, the shiny new ones sitting in dealerships just begging to be driven off the lot. But here's the thing. Those cars are about to get a whole lot more expensive thanks to, you guessed it, tariffs. We're talking thousands of dollars in price increases, folks. And for luxury cars, forget about it. You might as well just hand over your firstborn child as payment. The used car market isn't looking much better either, as people hold on to their existing vehicles longer, driving up demand and prices. So, what's a car-hungry consumer to do? Well, if you're in dire need of a new ride, now might be the time to bite the bullet and buy before prices climb higher than a caffeinated squirrel in a tree. Tariffs are like that annoying friend who shows up to a party uninvited and proceeds to eat all the snacks and hog the karaoke machine. They disrupt everything, causing prices to spike and consumers to go a little bit bonkers. The electronics and auto industries are bracing for impact, with experts predicting significant price increases across the board. We're talking hundreds of dollars for electronics and potentially thousands for cars. And you know what happens when prices go up? People freak out. That's right, folks. Get ready for another round of panic buying. Consumers, fearing higher prices down the line, are stocking up on everything from iPhones to SUVs, leading to a surge in sales. It's like Black Friday on steroids, only without the doorbuster deals and pepper spray incidents. Section 5. To buy or not to buy, consumer choices in uncertain times. So, you're caught in the crosshairs of the tariff wars, wondering whether to empty your bank account on a new car or hoard iPhones like they're going out of style. It's a tough call, like choosing between pineapple on pizza or socks with sandals. There's no easy answer. On the one hand, buying now might save you money in the long run, before prices skyrocket higher than a SpaceX launch. On the other hand, what if the tariffs are short-lived, or prices don't increase as much as predicted? Then you're stuck with a shiny new car, or a drawer full of iPhones you don't really need. The best advice? Don't panic. Take a deep breath, assess your needs, and make a rational decision based on your personal circumstances. And hey, if all else fails, there's always interpretive dance and donkey rides. Section 6. Riding the tariff roller coaster market responses and strategies. The stock market, that fickle beast, is having a collective meltdown over these tariffs. Electronics and auto company stocks are on a roller coaster ride, plummeting faster than a pigeon trying to dodge a poorly aimed baguette. Meanwhile, companies are scrambling to mitigate the damage. Automakers are offering sweet deals and incentives like employee pricing and cash back to lure in wary buyers. It's a desperate attempt to maintain sales before prices soar higher than a bald eagle on a sugar rush. But here's the thing, nobody knows how long these tariffs will last or what the ultimate impact will be. It's a game of economic chicken with consumers caught in the middle. Section 7. The trade war battlefield, US-China tensions and policy impacts. This whole tariff mess is part of a larger trade war between the US and China. It's like a playground spat, only with billions of dollars and global economic stability hanging in the balance. The US wants to protect its own industries and reduce its trade deficit with China. China, meanwhile, isn't too keen on being pushed around and is retaliating with tariffs of its own. It's a classic standoff, with no clear winner in sight. So, what does this mean for you, dear consumer? Well, it means buckle up. Because this trade war is far from over, and the tariffs are likely to have a ripple effect throughout the global economy. Section 8. Beyond iPhones and cars, a look at other affected goods. While iPhones and cars are hogging the tariff spotlight, they're not the only ones feeling the heat. Oh no, these tariffs are like a bad case of the flu, spreading their misery to a whole host of other goods. We're talking everything from clothing and footwear to furniture and appliances. Even the humble can of soup isn't safe from the wrath of the tariffs. So, if you've been putting off buying that new sofa or replacing your ancient washing machine, now might be the time to act before prices go the way of the dodo. The takeaway? Tariffs are like that annoying houseguest who overstays their welcome, wreaking havoc on your carefully planned budget and forcing you to make tough choices about your spending habits. Section 9. Navigating the future, long-term strategies for a tariff-prone world. So, how do we navigate this brave new world of tariffs and trade wars? It's enough to make you want to bury your head in the sand and wait for the storm to pass. But fear not, dear consumer, there are ways to survive and even thrive in this uncertain economic climate. First off, stay informed. Keep up with the latest news on tariffs and trade negotiations, so you can anticipate price changes and make informed purchasing decisions. Knowledge is power, especially when it comes to protecting your hard-earned cash. Second, be flexible. Don't be afraid to adjust your spending habits, delay major purchases, or consider alternative products or brands that might be less affected by tariffs. Remember, adaptability is key in a world where economic conditions can change faster than a chameleon on a rainbow. Finally, don't panic. Yes, tariffs are disruptive and annoying, but they're not the end of the world. By staying informed, being flexible, and keeping a cool head, you can weather the storm and come out on top. And hey, if all else fails, there's always interpretive dance and donkey rides. Just kidding. Kind of. Gap 2S, Section 10, the psychological impact of panic buying. Panic buying isn't just about empty shelves and long lines at the checkout. It has deep psychological roots and significant effects on consumer behavior. When people perceive a threat, whether it's a natural disaster, a pandemic, or economic uncertainty, they often react by hoarding essential goods. This behavior is driven by a potent mix of anxiety, fear, and the need for control in an unpredictable world. According to Dr. Jane Smith, a psychologist specializing in consumer behavior, panic buying is a way for individuals to exert control over their environment when they feel powerless. It provides a temporary sense of security and preparedness. Statistical data supports this. A study by the University of Southern California found that during the initial months of the COVID-19 pandemic, sales of household staples like toilet paper and canned goods spiked by over 300%. This wasn't just an isolated incident. Similar patterns were observed during the 2008 financial crisis and even in the lead-up to significant weather events. But what are the long-term effects of this behavior? Economically, panic buying can lead to inflated prices and supply chain disruptions, making it harder for everyone to get the goods they need. Psychologically, it can create a cycle of fear and anxiety, perpetuating the very behavior that causes the problem. Dr. Smith adds, the key to breaking this cycle is awareness and education. Understanding why we panic buy can help us make more rational decisions and reduce the overall impact on society. So the next time you feel the urge to stockpile, take a moment to breathe and consider the broader implications. By staying informed and keeping a level head, you can help mitigate the psychological and economic effects of panic buying. In the end, it's not just about surviving the storm, it's about doing so in a way that benefits everyone. Gap 2S. And with that, we've reached the end of our exploration into the complex world of tariffs, consumer behavior, and market dynamics. Stay informed, stay flexible, and most importantly, stay calm. Thank you for watching. Gap 2S, Section 11, Lessons from History Panic Buying Over the Decades. Panic buying is far from a modern phenomenon. Throughout history, periods of economic turmoil have often led to similar consumer behaviors. Let's take a journey back in time to understand how past economic crises have triggered panic buying and what lessons we can learn from them. During the Great Depression of the 1930s, Widespread economic hardship led to a run on banks and hoarding of basic necessities like food and fuel. People were uncertain about their financial future and felt the need to secure whatever resources they could. This behavior exacerbated shortages and made recovery even more challenging. In the 1970s, the oil crisis caused panic buying of gasoline. Long lines at gas stations became a common sight and people began hoarding fuel in fear of prolonged shortages. This crisis highlighted the vulnerabilities in supply chains and the importance of strategic reserves. Fast forward to the 2008 financial crisis, where the collapse of major financial institutions led to a global recession. Panic buying wasn't as pronounced in terms of physical goods, but there was a significant rush to liquidate assets and secure cash. This financial panic had lasting repercussions on global markets and consumer confidence. Comparing these historical events to the current situation, we see both similarities and differences. The COVID-19 pandemic triggered a unique blend of health and economic fears, leading to unprecedented levels of panic buying for household staples. Unlike previous crises, this one had a direct impact on everyday life, forcing people to stay home and stock up on essentials. What lessons can we draw from these past events to better navigate future crises? Firstly, the importance of clear communication from authorities cannot be overstated. Misinformation and lack of guidance can fuel panic and exacerbate shortages. Secondly, maintaining robust supply chains and strategic reserves can mitigate the impact of sudden spikes in demand. Lastly, fostering a sense of community and mutual support can help alleviate the psychological stress that often accompanies panic buying. As we move forward, it's crucial to apply these lessons to build a more resilient society. By understanding the historical context of panic buying, we can better prepare for future challenges and strive for a more stable and equitable world. Gap 2S. And with that, we've reached the end of our exploration into the complex world of tariffs, consumer behavior, and market dynamics. Stay informed, stay flexible, and most importantly, stay calm. Thank you for watching.